Hey, heart seekers, welcome to the Heart's Hello Show, where our hearts are the foundation of our well being and happiness. I am your host, Kiana Talena. Have you ever looked up and realized you're doing all the things? Showing up, checking the boxes, smiling on cue, but deep down, it just feels hollow. You're not lazy, ungrateful, or broken. You're just going through the motions. And so I want to talk about that this week. For those of you all who have been listening to this show for almost 2 years, there has not been a week that I have missed an episode. And last week I did. Why? I didn't have it in me. I felt like as much as I wanted to press play, press record so that you all could press play on an episode, I didn't have it. I just didn't have it to pour out. And I was sitting there and it clicked. I had been going through the motions of making sure that I was showing up each and every week. And of course, providing you all with the information that from the action items that I was actually doing and those things that were actually working. But I didn't have it in me. I just didn't have it in me. And so last week I took some time to really just sit, not only with just my thoughts, but to sit quietly and to figure out where exactly is it that I'm going. See, sometimes in transitional seasons, we have to stop, think about what we're doing, and is there a need to shift? Because sometimes we will get caught up in the motions just like I did, making sure that I was checking off all of the boxes. Podcast recorded, check. Making sure I'm making content to post, check. Doing reading, check. Listening to other podcasts, check. I was checking off all the boxes. But what happens when it feels like and looks like you're waking up, work, repeat, and there's no spark? And then you become numb to your emotions or just avoiding them altogether. What if you're feeling disconnected from purpose, joy, and even just from your own self? Or everything just feels meh, like even the things that you used to love. Like that's how I felt last week. And I wanted to share that with you all because even though, sometimes, especially on social media, will portray as if everything is just going amazingly well. Sometimes it's not. And it doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're not self-aware. You're actually aware, and your awareness is powerful. See, I could have pushed through, and that's what I share with you all to do. But I also want you to realize that there are going to be times when you just don't have it in you. And that comes from the self-awareness and the fact that you can check you. Because there is not a time when I will get on here and share anything with you all that I haven't already lived, tried, and done myself. And so could I have got on here and just given you all something? Yeah. But that's not me. So I'm sharing that with you all so that you know we're all human, we're all imperfect, and sometimes we just don't got it. And that's okay. So today I want us to understand why we sometimes fall into this cycle. It could be from survival mode or just the burnout of always being on, the trauma or grief that hasn't been processed, overcommitments to expectations and perfections, thinking that your value only comes from doing, not being. See, I don't know what your story is. I don't know what your example may be, but there are times in life when you feel like you may just be existing and not living. So I need you to think about that this week, as you're going throughout your day, as you're going throughout your week, as you're going through this month, are you just checking off the boxes? Are you fully present in what it is that you're doing? Or if that's the case, then what happened? What do you need to tweak? What do you need to let go? What do you need to recognize that's causing you to feel that way? And we have to figure out how to get back into alignment. Like I shared with you all, I had to really stop and think. I had to figure out where and what was lacking in my life for me to feel like I just don't have it to pour out today. And I don't want to just give them anything just to give them something. But why did I feel like I was going through the motions? Because I didn't take the necessary time to assess the season that I was in. See, there are going to be seasons when you can just up and you can go. But in this season, for me, it's different. And I had to realize and recognize that. Because where I was pouring out from, that cup wasn't being filled because I didn't recognize that it was empty. I'm in a season where I'm needing support, where, yes, I can hold myself accountable, but I want some people that I can run with. I want some people where I can pick up the phone and say, hey, what are we doing today? Let's go. See, it's one thing when you are running a race by yourself, but it's totally different when you have a group of people who can not only push you, they can see you, they can hold you accountable. If you were to fall down and hurt yourself, they see you. And so that's the season for me that I'm in. Yes, there was a season when I could run and go by myself, and that was okay. That's not this season. The things that I am working on require me to have help. And so I had to recognize that this season, I'm going to need some people around me. I'm going to need that support system. I'm going to need those people who can run with me. So maybe that's you. But again, how do we get back into alignment? You have to pause and check in. You have to ask yourself, what do I need right now? Like I said, for me, I know that I need support. You're going to have to give yourself permission to feel, to rest, and to redirect. Y'all, I did some stuff last week, but I didn't dive into it the way that I normally would because I wasn't going to push myself through having to figure out what exactly it was that I needed. I took some time to reconnect spiritually, praying more, fasting more, all of those things because I needed to reconnect. And so, just like I said, in reconnecting, you have to reconnect with your purpose, not your title, your truth. I had to figure out, what is it that I was doing? Am I doing the right thing? And if this is not the right season for it, do I need to put it on the back burner to focus my energy on what needs to be done right now? So yes, I took some time to look at all of the businesses that I have going right now. Am I operating in excellence? Am I doing the best that I can do as I am being stretched? And in those areas that need some work, guess what? I took that necessary time and am still taking that necessary time to make sure that I am showing up in excellence in everything that I'm doing. No, it's not about perfection because we're never going to perfect it. That's the whole point in life. There are going to be times when we need to revise. Just like in a product, the product starts out one way and each reiteration of it gets better as time goes along. So we have to figure out where we are in this cycle of life. So like I said, reconnecting with your purpose. And then recognizing that you can start small. So do one thing today that feels aligned with who you are becoming, not who you've been pretending to be. So I encourage you to journal or to say out loud that I give myself permission to stop performing and start living. Yeah, you heard me. Did you say it? No, really, I need you to take some time to let that sink in. I need you to feel that. I'll say it again with you. I give myself permission to stop performing and start living. So I'm not going to hold you long because I need you to figure out where you are. I need you to figure out if you're going throughout your day just checking your boxes or if you're actually being in your moments. So if you're tired of the motions, it's time for you to choose momentum. Real, messy, intentional momentum toward your real self. Let's walk this thing out together. You ready? All right, let's go.